I didn't catch that.
I thought you would have appreciated
Didn't
that.
see it. Never saw it.
Well, I thought you'd appreciate the sentiment. I mean, you're...
Oh, I didn't even notice it. Okay.
You're this Haredi Orthodox rabbi.
Okay, so now let's talk about your van thing. You asked now if a woman... See, that's a loaded question. There's so many parts. There's so many factors. Is it the van itself? Is it specifically your van because there's something wrong with your van? Mm-hmm. Is it the fact of any van is the problem, or is it just you?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot of factors there.
Yeah.
She might be like, I like Levi, but I don't like the idea of a guy in a van. Like maybe he's gonna, thinks it's like a fuck truck. He's gonna.
I used to have a mattress in the back.
Okay, there it is, and it's like I don't feel comfortable like once the doors close. What's going to go on in there, And she might be like, I don't care about the fact that he has a van, but like that one looks like it fell out of Mad Max, and I just don't feel like getting in Mad Max's vehicle tonight. No, I don't want to do that, But if he just had like a normal van, I'd be okay with that, And then there could just be like, I don't really know Levi, and it kind of creeps me out that he like says, "Hey, you want to get in my van, little girl?" And there's like the thing on the side that says "candy" inside. But
I've got towels that I can put up on all the windows so we can have complete privacy in the candy van.
Yeah, and so yeah.
And I got a stereo system.
Henry says he probably has one of those hippie vans. Yeah, it's got like it's got like a lava lamp, and it's got a blue light in there. And and he's like
dancing lights, like Staying Alive.
He's got that. He's got an 8-track player.
Yeah.
He's playing Hendrix.
And I got some weed. I got some great weed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. And so there's that. And so I need to know more factors here. I need to know because I can't. It's hard to say.
Well, a lot of women tell me, "You're never getting me in there unless you buy me dinner first."
Hey, Abes. You're not going to get me in there until you buy me dinner. And let me tell you something. I may have said this before, but women don't want almonds and oats. Okay?
Raw oats?
Raw oats and almond
Chocolate almond milk?
Chocolate almond milk. No. They don't mind chocolate, but that's like an after-dinner thing. What they want is a steak. Okay? You want to impress a woman, right? You want to give her dinner. You're looking at a steak. Okay? Or ribs. Or something like that. Like barbecue. Like barbecue ribs, that's that's dinner, okay? And with maybe a potato in there and some vegetables, whatever. Or Chinese, you can go Chinese, you can get like cashew beef, or you can even go for Mexican and get like a big burrito or an enchilada or something like that. But it's got to be something with meat in it and something substantial. Then you can start talking about, would you like almonds for dessert? But you don't go up to a woman and go, your dessert tonight will be bananas and almonds and rice. Unless she's like some left-wing lunatic, who's like, oh, that's all I ever eat is, I'm a vegan, And if that's what's going on, I'm thinking, the two of you got bigger problems. But go ahead.
I met this woman in 1996, and we decided to go to Stephen S. Wise Temple on Shabbos morning together. And then we were living in West Hollywood at the time, so I said, why don't you follow me as we drive back on Mulholland Drive, which is, a very romantic drive.
Yeah.
Shabbos afternoon.
I'm from LA. I know what Mulholland is. I used to be a kid. You go, hey, you want to go and drive Mulholland? Let's go to the makeout spot. Like for those people who aren't from LA, let me just tell you, Mulholland is like Blueberry Hill. It's like Blueberry. What is it? Lover's Lane. We're going to Lover's Lane. Oh, he's going to put a move on me. Okay, I got it. Okay,
so I said, follow me along, and then I'm going to pull over somewhere. And we'll hang. So I pulled over by the side of the road on Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
And I said, let's go in the back of my van. Then I put the towels up over all the windows.
So
it was all
discreet.
Yeah, so it was really discreet. And this woman was endowed. I mean, utters like a cow. It's like, wow. And she held back nothing.
Okay, great.
This is
15 minutes. That only took 15 minutes to hear about his first sex story. Yeah, keep going.
This is back when my sex addiction was just like raging out of control. Like different women every night in the back of the van on the old mattress. But, you know, I eventually, like, I straightened up my act and I said, you know, this is tacky driving around in a van with a mattress because it hurts the gas mileage.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
So I tossed the mattress and, oh, the other thing that really, another time it was like right around Bill Clinton's problems with Monica. Like I met this girl with like really curly hair, and it was like really exciting. And I met her at Temple, so I knew we had values in common and we had Torah in common. So I take her out to dinner, like a good gentleman, and then we like drive to this secluded spot, and I like bring her into the back of the van, and we start making out. But the problem was that I had this leaking fuel tank, so there's a really strong gasoline odor, and so she like cut it out right there. She said like the fumes are just too strong. See, my plan was I was hoping the fumes would just knock her out.
Okay.
So but she objected to the fumes. She didn't like strong gasoline fumes while she was making out.
Nah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, Levi, so you just destroyed the show. Now, you have anything in Torah-dic to say?
Well, yeah, I just moved out of my hovel after, I think I moved in there August 1st, 1997, so it's more than 14 years I've been in the hovel. And it was a really shattering experience because when you've got your place, like you've got your pad and I had my pad, like you can still think you're a great person. But then when you have to scramble to find a new place and you see what the prices are, and you see what you can afford, and you realize, oh, now I'm going to have to give up my health insurance to get this apartment. Like, you have to confront reality, which is really painful. Like for us, we're not rich, and we're not married, and we're not the most connected people, and we're not the most like socially popular people around. And so, like, I'm like going into Schwarzerville, and like, and they won't even rent to me, and like, and people who can't speak English, and like. It was like really humiliating.
I want to circle back to one thing you said when you're done, though.
Go ahead now.
No, finish.
Okay.
You said there's some Torah in this.
Yes, it was just like, it was shattering because you have to confront yourself. And it's like the Sabbath and Jewish holidays. You have to confront yourself because, like, on Mondays we can think that our lives are fine because we got baseball on TV and, we can do what we want. But on Shabbos we know our lives are really messed up. Because there's nothing else we can do on Shabbos but reflect on how, sucky our lives are. And we confront our existential loneliness on the Shabbat and our low social position, because it's not like people are just like dying to invite Levi over for a Shabbos meal. And so, same with moving, you have to confront yourself, and then you have to like go through your possessions and decide what you're going to carry and what you're going to leave behind. Just like the Israelites in the desert, they were always having to decide, what am I going to schlep to this next place, and what am I going to leave behind? So, I was kidding. I didn't leave behind bestiality tapes. I didn't have them to start with, so I'm not schlepping, that shtus with me. But I had to go through a lot of stuff and throw it away, and it was kind of painful, particularly because I threw away like all the clippings that I'd accumulated. Like I'd cut out many of the articles on me, so I had like a little scrapbook with like 50 different articles on me, and I threw that out. I threw out my headshots from 1995.
What does this have to do with Torah?
Well, it's very Torah-dic.
You said that, you've been nonstop yapping now since the show started, 20 minutes.
Well, when the Israelites
got 2 people left we had 5 people in the chat room at one point. Now we have 2. Okay, you've chased everybody away. Do you have anything?
The Israelites in the wilderness, each stop they had to decide, am I going to take my headshots to this next stop? Am I going to take my book of clippings? Like I threw out all the Jewish journals where I was on the cover. I had like 6 of them.
Your ego is way too big for your band.
I threw out like 5 LA weeklies where I was on the cover.
Your ego,
threw them out.
Your ego is bigger than your hovel. Okay.
I had this like big bag of videotapes of like TV programs I'd been on, and I like threw them out. So I cleansed myself of a lot of narcissism. I had like several books of like my acting photos and my headshots and like my modeling shots, and I like threw all that out. So it's like I really did a deep spiritual cleanse. And
that's good. I like that. I'll tell you something.
Yeah, go.
There was the thing I wanted to circle back is related to that. You said something that I just was like, what? You said we can sit here in our homes and we can think to ourselves how great we are. I don't know about you, but I don't relate to that. I don't sit here and go, oh, I'm so great. But I imagine that is something that you do say to yourself.
Yeah.